If you know anything about me, you know that I really was extremely excited for the new wave of Indiana Jones sets that came out this year, and ever since they did, I've been designing custom figures based off that style, and I've made quite a bit. But in this video particularly, I'm going to be looking at a few in general. So here I have Cairo Indy. I based the shirt off of the just regular Indiana Jones torso, but I also have Bridge Scene Indy. Now, this is probably close to what we would have gotten the canceled 77014 Temple of Doom set, which is sad to see. But, you know, I wanted to make it as close as I could to what LEGO probably would have done. But I've actually used water slide decals to make both of these figures real, and we'll take a closer look at them later. But in particular, I thought I'd show you how I made them, and we're going to be using a new figure to show how I did that, and that's Club Obi-Wan Indy. So in this video, I'm going to show you how I took this digital figure and made it into a real life minifigure. Alright, so I'm starting off here in my workspace. I've printed out all the designs that I want to make on some water slide decal paper. I'll include the type I used in the description below. But what we're going to do is just lay this on a flat surface and put some satin clear spray over it. This is just to seal it up so the ink doesn't wear off when you get it wet. And you're just going to go ahead and let that dry for about 30 to 45 minutes. Alright, so here I have all the pieces that I'm going to be decaling. Actually, I won't be decaling the legs just because you know, you don't need any leg designs for this, and I didn't make any for it. You could really extend the jacket down to the legs if you want. I actually did that in an old design, but I didn't really like how it looks, so I won't be doing that. So we're going to go ahead and start off with this torso here. It's pretty simple. I actually used a pencil to erase the printing, and you could just order a clean one from Bricklink. So I have a cup of water here, and of course I have a pencil with me, and this is just to make it easier to move the decals around. It can get a bit tricky when you're using your fingers in water. So I have the front, the back, and those are going to go straight on the torso. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to let those decals soak for about 30 seconds to a minute. And basically it gets it to the point where you can see it kind of, it's able to slide around, the decal is transparent. So you can put a little bit of water on the part of the torso just to make it easier for you to manipulate it. And you can just slide it right on there. And you can see, you don't have to get the placement perfect the first time, but you just got to work it around and use maybe a small piece of cloth to dry it up as you're doing that. And over time, the working time is pretty short, so it's going to be a little harder to move around after a while. But you can see here, I've already got both sides on. This only took me like 5 minutes to do. And then you just got to let it dry for a little bit. I usually like to leave it out overnight just to make sure it really seals up. So next here, we're going to be doing the heads. You can see I did this initial print, which the face was just too small, so I went and reprinted the whole thing to have a slightly bigger head. You can barely notice the difference, but it really did make a difference. The first head looked way too small and weird, so you also might be wondering why I have two heads here, and that's because I'm not just making one head, I'm also making this old Indy head. Now this is one I designed. You can see I just gave him darker eyebrows, some eye bags, and also his stubble is a light gray instead of dark tan. But I'm going to go ahead and make that one off screen, and here I'll show you how I made the clean shaven head. Now, while I'm doing this, I just want to say it was actually super fun to make all these figures. I've made so many now, and if you want to check out any of them, you can go down to my Mechabricks page, which is the link in the description. So here it is. This is the final figure after leaving it out to dry. I'm actually very surprised with how the face came out. You can't print white on decals, so there is no white for the pupils or his smile on the other side of the head. And it's kind of pretty hard to notice. I leave it on this side of the face because the other one on the back, just the application made it look a little wonky. It's not too bad, but personally I just like this face better for the figure. And you can see, like, I feel like it matches the scene pretty well, and overall, making this figure real was just super cool. I've also got some accessories for him, so I've got the antidote here, and of course, what would it be, Club Obi-Wan Indy without the diamond? So let's go ahead and get that for him to chase around on the floorboards. So you can see here the detailing is pretty simple, but I've usually based my designs off of as recent figures as I can. So usually stuff like Harry Potter, how the detailing on those figures work. But overall, I'm super satisfied with it. So let's look at another one. Okay, so here is probably my favorite figure of the ones that I've made into reality, and that's Cairo Indy. So probably the first thing you'll notice is his skin printing is a little like yellowy, and that's just because the color for that skin tone doesn't translate well. You can see here on the Temple of Doom torso that I made, it has the same problem. On the first few generations, because I have tried making these figures a few times, I've had that problem. And you can see here, this is a special piece that I've also made. This is a Staff of Ra headpiece. I'll actually go over that more in another video, because I'm working on another video to show off all the indie artifacts. But here, let's focus on the figure. So, pretty simple detailing. The shirt pockets style I based off of Belloc, with how the pockets are thicker on the flap and just kind of lighter on the rest of the detail. But I mean, that's pretty much it for the figure. I'm super happy with it, so let's get these out of the way and look at the last one. Okay, so here I have Temple of Doom, Bridge Scene Indy. I just gave him the sword and a Sankara stone here. But this one's also, I really love how this one came out. For his head, I just gave him the more serious looking one from the Idol Temple set that came out in April. You can see the application for this one. I used kind of a little bit of a cracked torso, so that kind of sucks, but I didn't notice till after I had finished putting on the decals, because that kind of revealed it a little more, which sucks, but I think it still came out okay. But it's kind of hard to see all the detailing. So let me get all that off so you can look at it a little better. So you can see I actually used, I think the undershirt I based off of Batman 2017 torso or something. But, you know, the shirt was actually just kind of a manipulated version of the Cairo shirt. And then on the back, I just added the whiplashing marks in the cut shirt. Now, you might not realize this, but probably the hardest part about designing these figures is doing the wrinkles in shirts. It's super hard to get them to look right, especially matching that Lego style, but I think this came out pretty good. So I did lie, there is one more figure that I wanted to go over, and this is Syracuse Indy from Dial of Destiny. And this is why I was making that old indie head. This was more of an experiment. I didn't know if I was actually going to put this in the video, but it actually came out pretty good. You can see that decal does have a weird kind of shimmer to it, but if you're looking at it in non-direct light, it does look okay. It is a little hard to see his stubble, but that's just because the print is light gray. And I think it's differentiable enough from the regular indie head that you can use it for a Crystal Skull or Dial of Destiny figure. But the only thing that sucks about it is we don't have a hat hairpiece with the gray hair, so that kind of sucks, but I still really love it. So thanks guys so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll have more LEGO Indie content coming out soon. So in the meantime, see you later.